Everybody hates conflict resolution. Nobody likes conflicts. Let's just say that. Conflict is really tough. And I think in the scope of early education, it becomes even more tough because we do everything with our heart and to the fullest extent. So there's a lot of feelings, a lot of passion, and a lot of things that happen that, makes things uncomfortable when it comes to conflict. So at the ECC, we've created a model that I'm super proud of to help you walk through and confidently work through conflict as a leader or even as an ECE in general. And this formula is called CRAFT. And CRAFT is basically your formula to help you navigate through conflict resolution confidently. C is for culture of collaboration. So I think if more of us walked into conflict in a lens of not it being you versus me, but us collaboratively working to solve an issue, it would kind of help us walk into it further. When you have a you versus me feeling to conflict, it moves you in a way where you start to feel personal about what's happening. But if you move to an aspect and a feeling of it being more of a collaborative effort, it's you and me together trying to navigate and configure things, it makes things a little bit lighter. The R in CRAFT is relationship building. There is no way you're going to move through conflict without building a relationship with those around you. When you make the effort of building a relationship with people around you, people understand where you're coming from. So I wish I could sit here and say that conflict will completely be eradicated and there would be no conflict. I wouldn't be very honest. But when you navigate conflict in a sense where you have a pre-established relationship with that person can understand where you're coming from. They understand you and they understand the situation a little bit better. The A in CRAFT is active listening. So we're moving from just listening to each other, but we're actually listening to understand and not listening to respond, which I know most of us do. F is for feedback. It's looking at when somebody else is giving you feedback through the process of conflict or working through it, you're taking it in a light of, this is information to help me grow. This is information to help me navigate the situation. So feedback is also key. So making feedback a big part of your practice, a big part of your team will help you navigate through conflict. And last but not least, and my favorite, is triggers. T is for triggers. Everybody has a trigger, whether it's a word, it's a body language, there's always something that triggers you and could trigger me. By using the word triggers and the word triggers in this model represents two things. Represents one thing, which is triggers for you. What are things that trigger you, that trigger an emotional response to you in a situation or a conflict? Being aware of what those triggers are will help you be more self-aware of how you show up for these conflicts. Another thing is knowing, where you are with these triggers. So I always explain it in a way where it's green, yellow, and red. There's a green trigger where it means, I'm good with it. I've worked through it. It's great. A yellow trigger is, okay, I feel a little bit heated. I feel a little bit of emotion, but I can still work through it. And a red trigger is, as soon as I hear it or see it, it completely, I respond in an emotional way. So understanding your triggers is really key, but then also understanding the triggers of others and having that collaborative conversation. So that's my gift to you, is the CRAFT model, using the CRAFT model in your ECE journey to help you navigate through conflict resolution.